There are certain things that don't feel real until you say them out loud. This is one of those things. I haven't told anyone the full story, because who the hell would believe it? But I need to write it down before I start to forget. Before I start to wonder if I imagined it all. This isn't a ghost story. There's nothing romantic about it. It didn't happen in a haunted mansion or in some old asylum. It happened in a regular apartment. A second-floor, two-bedroom unit in a dull brick building on the east side of Manchester. It happened when I met her, my roommate. I had just come out of a 5-year relationship, broke and exhausted. Rent was bleeding me dry. I put up a listing online. Quiet tenant seeking room or flatmate, no drama, respectful, reliable income. The responses were mostly creeps or students. But then I got a message from someone named Leah. "Hey, I've got a room going. Quiet building, decent rent. Just me and my cat. Let me know if you want to check it out." She sent pictures of the flat. Clean, simple. IKEA furniture, a dusty bookshelf, a small white cat curled on a windowsill. It felt still, like the kind of peace I needed. I met Leah 2 days later. She was soft-spoken, mid-30s, pale. Her voice always hovered just above a whisper, like she was telling you something private even in normal conversation. She said she worked from home, did editing for academic texts. She didn't ask much about me, which I liked. She just said, "You seem calm. I prefer calm people." I moved in the following week. The flat was quiet, too quiet sometimes. There was a strange rhythm to life with Leah. She didn't talk much, but when she did, her tone was always precise. She didn't joke, didn't ask questions, but she had rules. No entering her room, ever. No guests after 9 p.m. Don't feed the cat. She'll eat when she wants to. I thought it was quirky, maybe even controlling, but the rent was cheap and I honestly didn't mind the silence. After what I'd been through, it was a relief. I didn't question the rules until I broke one. It was about 2 months in. Leah said she'd be out for the weekend, going to visit her sister in Devon. I was alone with the cat, Marnie, and silence. Her door was always shut. But that day, it was slightly ajar. I didn't go in at first. I swear I didn't. But Marnie kept pacing back and forth in front of the door, meowing softly, almost like she was waiting for something. Curiosity won. I pushed the door open and stepped inside. The room was cold, much colder than the rest of the flat. Thick blackout curtains, no decorations, just a desk, a bed, and a mirror. But not a normal mirror. It was covered. A dark, heavy cloth draped over it, duct taped around the edges, like it was hiding something. There were stacks of notebooks on the desk. I opened one. They weren't journals, just lists. Pages and pages of names, each one crossed out. Some were common, some foreign. Dozens, hundreds. In the very last notebook, there was one name that hadn't been crossed out. Mine. That night, I couldn't sleep. I tried to tell myself it was nothing. Maybe she was a writer. Maybe the names were fictional. But there was something deliberate about the way my name stood alone at the bottom, as if she was waiting to finish the list. When I looked at the mirror again the next day, something had changed. The cloth had shifted. Slightly. I didn't touch it, but I saw my reflection, just for a moment. And it didn't match what I was doing. I had tilted my head to the right. My reflection tilted left. I left the room and shut the door. Locked it. I didn't go in again. Leah returned Sunday night. She acted as if nothing had happened. But something in the way she looked at me told me she knew. Marnie started acting weird. She stopped eating. She'd sit in corners and watch the walls. Sometimes she'd hiss at empty spaces. Sometimes she'd growl low and soft, like something invisible was breathing behind her. And then she disappeared. One morning, I woke up and she was gone. No trace. Not under the bed. Not in closets. Nowhere. Leah just said, "She's probably hiding." But I heard scratching from inside her room at 3 a.m. When I knocked on her door, Leah opened it just a crack. "I told you not to break the rules," she said, and then shut the door in my face. I began digging. I went back to our original messages. Leah's account was deleted. I searched her full name online. Nothing. No social media, no photos, no records. As if she didn't exist. But when I searched Leah plus missing person plus Manchester, I found something. A forum post. Archived. From 2012. My sister Leah went missing after moving in with a flatmate she met online. She told me she felt something was wrong in the flat, like she was being watched through the mirror. If anyone has any information. The post was 10 years old. The photo attached showed Leah, but it wasn't the woman I was living with. That night, I waited until Leah was asleep. I opened her door, quietly, and peeled the cloth off the mirror. It was smooth, clean, no dust. But I didn't see my reflection. I saw her. The woman from the forum. The real Leah. She looked terrified. She pressed her hand to the glass from the other side, and then she mouthed a word. "Run." Behind her, in the mirror's world, a shadow moved. And then I saw the face of the woman I lived with, but twisted, cracked like porcelain. Her eyes were black voids, her mouth too wide. She looked at me and smiled. I packed everything I could. I left at 4 a.m., didn't care about the deposit. I reported the flat to the police, told them everything. They said they'd investigate. 2 weeks later, they told me the unit was empty. No tenant matching Leah's description, no cat, no furniture. They said the flat had been vacant for over 6 months. That was a year ago. I've moved twice since then, changed my number. I don't go near mirrors anymore. I cover them. I can't even look at my own reflection in the kettle. Because sometimes, I swear it still moves a second too late. And last week, I found a notebook in my mailbox. No return address, just one name written inside. Mine. And it wasn't crossed out.